Could you please share which platform monetizes the best, iOS or Android?
Well, it depends on what games are you publishing because there are completely different markets. I mean, it's not the same user of iOS than a user of Android. So there's a hard question to answer.
For us, iOS is monetizing much better than Android. We found that iOS users are willing to spend money, willing to, because of the fancy type of devices that they own and the price they pay. So they are willing to get more and more fun with the game, so they are willing to spend more. But the Android users for us are more loyal in terms of feedback and they have more reviews and they check on us and check on the updates. We hardly get a review from, each 10 users from iOS can review us 2 times. The Android might review us every time we update and every time we communicate with them.
iOS monetizes so much better for us than Android. I believe that the payout for advertisers on iOS is higher than Android. People are more engaged on iOS devices, higher end. So I believe that it's the issue with the advertisers. They will bid more on iOS rather than Android.
It will depend on the KPI you are looking at, to be honest. If you are speaking about the retention rate, stuff like that, more about the in-game metrics, it will be more Android. If you are looking at the revenue ROI, it will be more iOS, no surprise.
Originally, we were in social gaming, and now we are decided to publish our first mobile title. And as far as we're from Russia, we decided to stick with the Android first because the user's database is slightly bigger than on other markets. So yeah, our choice is definitely Android to begin with.
For me, I'd have to say Android is just so much easier to develop and test on Android. It has a bigger user base. Maybe it doesn't pay that much, but still, even the overall average is higher on Android, so you would get more money on Android anyway these days, and it's getting more and more big compared to iOS. So I'd say Android.
iOS by far, almost double in terms of conversion rates, in terms of revenue per user. It's night and day better.
Android is the best choice. It's especially because our audience, we can check out where our audience is, and right now 80% of the audience is using Android, and we do have a huge website on desktop, and we can actually see people trying to access our website with their mobile. So we have a good idea of who trying to access our website. So we started out developing for Android.
That's quite difficult to answer as we are currently only on Android.
But why have you decided to choose only Android? Do you like users more or why?
We are currently still in development phase, so we are early access in Android. That's not available on iOS, so that's why we are only on Android. We will, once we reach our global launch, then we of course have a simultaneous launch for iOS and Android.
iOS, but I prefer to use Android because I have more users on Android.
Android for now.
And why do you prefer Android, if I can ask?
Yeah, we get more users for now, so there's a broader range of users that we can acquire.
iOS. And why?
Why? Because I feel like, especially in Brazil, iOS users already have their credit cards and they already know how it works and they're willing to pay. And the Android users, sometimes there's people that don't like putting their credit card information on the cell phone, on the internet. So I feel like the iOS are more willing to spend.
iOS.
And can you please tell us why?
Because iOS players, they spend more money when they're playing, actually. It's not like Android users. Android users, they are really good for ads, I think.
It depends from where are you. If we're talking about Latin America, for example, it's definitely Android. But if you're talking about markets like the United States and Europe, iOS for sure.
Both iOS and Android, and we're going to Amazon as well.